How could you get me into a situation like this? How could you?
Well, how was I to know she'd recover? I'm not a doctor, you know. I thought she'd be in sick bay until we got back to the States.
Oh, boy. Oh.
What are you looking for?
I am looking for my other sandal.
Oh. Well, it's got to be here someplace.
Where do you think she went? I mean, I really got upset about this. I really did.
She went back to sick bay to get her things.
Howard,
Huh?
is your wife a vindictive person?
A what?
I mean, would she tell my husband that she found the two of us together in this cabin?
Oh, she probably will.
Oh, God.
Oh, but then again, she might not. Hey, look, here it is. Boy, I don't know how you wear these things. You see, that arch, you should...
I don't want to hear about arches. I don't want to hear about shoes. I don't want to hear about blisters, feet, or anything like that at all. You know, if you were a gentleman and a true gentleman, you would have told your wife the truth the minute she walked in the store.
What truth?
That I came here not to get bandages for my blisters. I came here because I was scared that you were going to tell my husband that I was pretending to be blind.
Oh, come on. You know I'd never do a thing like that.
So now your wife is going to tell my husband's going to find out I'm not really blind.
Listen, the thing for you to do is to keep him away for a couple of days until she cools off.
How am I supposed to do that?
Well, you got to be able to think of something. You sure could keep me in a ship's cabin for a couple of days.
You are really horrible. Your wife is going to ruin everything for me, and all you can think about is that. That's great.
Well, I only meant it as a compliment.
You can keep your compliments. Look, should I go back to the cabin or not? What if your wife went there? Do you think she did?
No, not Susie.
How do you know?
Well, Susie's okay at a public hair pulling or something like that, but going down no man's cabin, never.
Okay, look, Howard, would you talk to her? Would you ask her not to say anything?
Well, I'll ask her, but if I ask her, that'll only make us look more guilty.
Oh.
Now, listen, the thing for us to do is to keep the two of them apart.
How am I supposed to do that on a one-class cruise ship?
Well, I'll try to keep Susie away from the two of you, but I can't promise anything because she never listens to a word I say.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Listen, what you better do right now is be on your way because there's no telling when she's going to come back.
I'm scared. You know, you don't realize how terrible this is for me.
Gosh, well, I'm sorry.
You're sorry. But you're not going to help.
Faith Coleridge is now being played by Karen Morris.
Steve. Get the
again? What's it this time?
Actually, I'm a little relieved that Johnny is not here this afternoon.
Oh, he'll be over by this time.
Are you and Johnny at it again? What's it this time?
He read me part of a letter from Siobhan, which she said that she was going to be here sometime next week if she wasn't in jail for helping to lead a teacher's strike.
Well, that Siobhan was always a strong-minded young lady, you know.
Yeah, well, then he got on me because I wasn't exactly sympathetic to that kind of strike affecting all those little kids.
Oh, those poor little tots. They must be heartbroken at the school being closed.
Oh, you think it's funny, too, huh?
Hi. Hi. I was looking for Maeve. Oh, well, she and Dar are hosting a tea for the campaign.
Whole family is pitching in.
Well, I'm glad to see the two of you instead.
Why? What's wrong?
Plenty.
Huh? Like what?
Tom received a letter from the Immigration and Naturalization Service requiring him to come to a hearing.
The illegal alien thing, huh?
Oh, it's much worse. If it was just the immigration hearing, there'd be all sorts of things Tom could do. I mean, there'd be some way to work it out.
Well, then what is the problem?
Oh, I'm so scared.
Faith, I don't understand.
Well, the moment there's a public hearing in the case of an illegal immigrant named Tom O'Brien from Limerick County, talk in all the local Irish communities will give word that Tom's alive, and it'll get right back to the Donahue family.
And they'd come after him again?
Worse than before, because now he's killed Liam as well.
In self-defense.
Mary.
Well, that's right. They wouldn't exactly understand that, would they?
What if the hearing's postponed?
What if we get rid of it altogether? Frank.
Frank tried to help, but there wasn't anything he could do.
I have a friend in immigration. Well, he's just a working stiff, but he might be able to give us some advice.
Oh, would you ask him? Can you call him now?
Sure.
Oh,
Good luck. Gee, it sounds so frightening.
oh, Mary, it is. If we can't stop that immigration hearing, Tom is going to have to run again. And you know what that means. Finding a new identity, finding a new job, new social security number, which is not easy to do.
He's sure the Donahues would come after him. I mean, couldn't they have had enough?
There's another brother, Michael. And then there's the younger one. And Tom says he's the mean one. It's a matter of family honor now.
I've got it. You send a letter to the immigration people telling them that Tom is dead, along with a copy of the obituary.
Apparently they picked up his name from a police report, so they know he's alive.
Oh, it's not good.
My friend's in the field all day. I'll call him first thing in the morning.
Oh, Jack, would you? I am worried out of my mind.
How's Tom?
Oh, he says he's glad he's back on his feet, because he's going to have to run again.
He's right about the way gossip travels. And there would be interest in a Tom O'Brien fighting deportation.
Mm-hmm.
There doesn't have to be. Listen, we don't have to be so upset. There's a perfectly obvious solution.
What is the obvious solution?
Why doesn't Tom find himself a nice American citizen, a female gender, and marry her? Someone like you.
Until the second part, Mayor, that is one hell of an idea.
No, wait. Mary, are you saying that if Tom marries an American citizen, he won't have to deal with the immigration
Well,
people?
he wouldn't have to go to any hearing, that's for sure.
I think that's right.
Wanted. One willing American girl. Well?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I do. It's a terrible idea for Faith.
Finelli, why does everything you say sound like it has an exclamation mark at the end of it?
Because I'm right, Mary. In the first place, it would be a fraudulent marriage,
Maybe. Only there are people all over the place getting married. And I know they don't share as good as feelings as Tom and I do.
In the second place, Faith, you might be getting yourself into a situation that would have to be prolonged for some time to come.
Only until Tom becomes a citizen, really. How long does that take?
Might not take very long. And then you might like being married to Tom.
Possibly.
Would it be prying to ask where you and Tom are with each other right now?
No, it's all right. Just at the moment, I'd say Tom was falling in love with me.
Good.
What about you? You falling in love with him?
I like him very much. I love him, in fact. And I desperately don't want anything to happen to him. But I can't say I feel as strongly for him as he does for me.
Which leaves you?
As good friends.
How good?
Well, Tom and I have been more or less living together at his place.
Good.
Since he's recovering from the wounds. And there's been a variety of good feelings, and we're certainly moving closer. But it just hasn't happened yet, Mary. Not the way you mean. Not for me.
But it could. Couldn't it?
I don't know.
I think you're both missing the point. You're thinking about how Faith is going to manage this emotionally. What about Tom? You say he's falling in love with you? Well, marry him. Then he'll fall in love with you for sure. Then you may have more on your hands than you bargained for.
Even if I'm honest with him right from the top?
We're not talking about honest. We're talking about emotions. It's an emotional booby trap. Faith, it's a terrible idea.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah?
You put up more resistance to marriage than anyone I've ever heard of. Has it been so bad?
Mary, it's not the same thing.
It could be. They might not fight. They might like being married. They might like it as much as we do.
Mary, we were both in love with each other when we got married, and we still had a hell of a time for a while.
It could work for Tom and Faith.
How can you be so sure of that?
How can you be so sure it won't?
Because I'm more realistic than you are. That's how come.
Oh, what a dumb remark. Faith, he is totally discredited.
There has to be some other solution.
Jack, I appreciate your concern, I do, because I know you're thinking of me. But the difficulty is what happens to Tom if he doesn't marry an American citizen?
Oh, you...
Come on.
Chelsea.
I couldn't leave things the way they were before. Peace offering?
Frank, for heaven's sake, I just don't...
I'm sorry about tonight, but I have 30 minutes now, and I have a giant piece of Mrs. Greenberg's cheesecake. And 2 forks.
And I'm on my way back to the office.
I'm not being casual about what happened. What I want desperately is to make you realize that I'm every bit as disappointed about not being able to have dinner this evening as you are. More so, probably. And this is just something to get me in the door. Please?
If I don't let you in, you're going to call me a terrible person.
Thank you.
And you know I have a weakness for cheesecake.
Well, there are times when I think you have very few weaknesses.
Only in my head where you're concerned.
Now, look, it's just like the old days, right? Eating off the paper with plastic forks. Wait.
Oh, it looks so good.
Here. It is energy. Energy for the rest of the afternoon.
Mrs. Woodard keeps you pretty busy, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, Ray has a schedule for me. Bobby has a schedule for me. And every once in a while, Dave throws some suggestions in. If I were triplets, I'd be in great shape.
Well, I think you've really found the way to my heart.
Now, if that were true, I would fill this entire room with cheesecakes. Dozens and dozens of them. Blackberry, strawberry, blueberry, apple, orange.
And I would blow up like a balloon.
I'll help you eat them. And we can float away into the sunset together.
What? And give up politics?
After I'm elected. Then.
Uh-huh.
To a romantic island in the Caribbean.
Ah, for 2 weeks.
Would that be so terrible?
It would be wonderful.
All right. So, tell me what's going. How's it going?
It is going so well.
Really?
Would you believe I have over 100 people working for me. Full-time, all across the state.
Where do they all come from?
From Ray and her blessed organization. It is one of the best planned, best organized operations I've ever seen. It's just like ours was, only larger.
You really want the Senate seat, don't you?
Now, you've heard of the presidential bug, and you're looking at someone who's got the Senate bug. I want it. I want it bad.
Do anything for it?
Within reason. Well, I've ruled out armed attack, if that's what you...
Oh, terrific. I'm glad you're maintaining your scruples.
I do want it, Jill. And that's why I have to go along with Ray's plans. And all the demands she makes on my time.
Hey, you don't have to explain to me.
Well, it wasn't so much an explanation as an apology.
For what? For wanting something so badly you work damn hard to get it?
For not having enough time for you.
I can't tell you how much that upsets me.
Why? What does?
Oh, because for a while I was disappointed and mad, thinking that the odds were too great, we can't do it, we can't get through all the demands on your time, and now I...
No?
Yeah, now with an hour or so and a piece of cheesecake.
Oh, why don't you let yourself go a little?
What? No, come on, stop that. Now, really, I gotta get back to the office.
Not right this minute.
Frank, come on. Miriam is gonna be here any minute.
Ah, damn it.
Besides, you need all those energies for winning in November.
Oh. I don't want to lose any ground with you, Jill. That's why I want so desperately to keep things as they are. I mean, they're not anywhere near the way I want them to be yet. Where I want us to be in the future. But at least we have this much.
You know how I feel? I feel like if we can be together from time to time, talk on the phone, even if we can't have dinner very often, that we really can preserve what we have now through November.
And then?
And then I think that I want exactly what you want.
I know we can. I know we can.
You really think so, Councilman?
Next, Save Minerals keep us. You get 3%.
Predictable. On SoapNet.
Thank you for helping me, Stuart.
What?
Honey, aren't you ever going to wake up? I mean, the afternoon's almost gone.
Oh, ideally. What time is it?
Oh, I don't know what time it is. It must be late. I think I heard some bells.
I've been asleep for 2 hours. You haven't been just sitting there the whole time, have you? Honey, you could have called the steward. He would have taken you up to the deck.
No, I really didn't want to. I wasn't feeling so well.
Oh.
You know, the last 2 hours that I've been sitting here, I think that's the happiest time I've had on this cruise.
Just sitting there?
Yeah, just sitting here alone, just the two of us, without any tension or any strain. You know what I was thinking about?
What?
Well, I was sending you messages.
Nice thoughts?
I was sending you waves of love. I wanted you to know how much I care about you.
Thank you.
You know, honey, I love this room. And it's like I'm getting used to it. I know how it feels, and I know how it smells. I was just thinking about the two of us together, you know?
Glad you weren't bored.
Oh, no, I wasn't bored at all.
Because I should think just sitting, watching someone else sleep is about as dull a thing as anyone could do.
Yeah, but I just wasn't sitting here and watching you. You know, I was sitting here and I was dreaming about you. And I was making love to you in my thoughts. I was just really feeling nice.
Well, what do you say I get myself together now?
Why do you want to do that?
Just gonna shower and change so I can take you to the lounge.
No, I don't want to go. I really don't.
Come on, you've been sitting around enough. We'll find some people. Maybe your friend Howard Simpson.
No, Howard is not a friend of mine. You know, you asked him to sit down at the table. I didn't.
Well, aren't you supposed to make friends with the other passengers on the cruise?
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to make friends with you.
I am your friend, Dee.
Honey, but if you're my friend, can we have dinner in our cabin tonight, please?
In the cabin? I was going to take you up to the lounge, and then to dinner, and then dancing. Isn't that the kind of evening you've been asking for?
Yeah, sure. Wait, I got a great idea. Why don't we do it tomorrow night?
I don't get it. The whole trip you've been wanting me to do more, to be with you more.
Yeah, well, the important thing is you're with me now.
Yeah, but you've been wanting to enjoy everything. The ship, the people, the games, dancing. I've been so tired and a little out of sorts that I haven't been much in the mood.
No, I didn't mind. I really didn't.
Honey, you did mind. But I got a little sleep now, and I'm gonna make an effort. So how about it?
See, I just wish that you could have felt this way at the beginning of the cruise.
I guess I was more tired than I thought.
I don't want to see any people. I really don't. I don't know. I don't feel well.
You don't feel hot?
It's my stomach.
Well, some food ought to do the trick for that. But come on, honey. I promise that I'll devote myself to you the whole evening. We'll be the life of the party.
Why do I keep on getting myself in trouble?
What?
Nothing. Nothing. It's just I would like to go with you to a party. Not tonight, please, Patty.
Hey, listen.
Not tonight.
Listen. This is a very short cruise. We can't afford to waste any of it. I'm going to make you well. I'm going to insist that you have fun.
No, please don't do that.
No
Please
dinner
don't,
in the
please.
cabin for two. We're going out on the town, or the boat, anyway.
Look, I don't feel like seeing any people. I just can't face
come
it.
on, I'm not going to take no
Patty,
for an
I can't.
answer.
Patty, I can't. I really can't.
Spend breakfast in bed with SoapNet. Sleep in, curl up, and check out with back-to-back episodes of One Tree Hill and Beverly Hills 90210. Breakfast in bed, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday on SoapNet.